scrappy friends, welcome to my channel. Today I am doing a layout for the Love of Homemade Kits, which is a stash kit series that me and Megan and Felicia are doing. And this is layout number 3 layout number 3 with this kit. So, oh my gosh, I can't believe it's layout number 3 with this the second kit that we're using. So this is Felicia's first kit. This is Megan and I's second kit. And if you want to see what's in my kit, look in the comment or the info box below. I'll have the link to my blog post that has that in there. And so as you can see, I am layering some stuff. I did add an extra sheet or so of these 6x6. I'm not sure what 6x6 papers I had in my kit. I don't remember. But I did add a couple from Pink Paisley's collection last summer that they had out. I bought the 6x6 pad. It's a travel themed. And this layout is about me and my friend Heather when, oh gosh, I was in college. And we went to the Boston Harbor and we did a whale watch. So this is just a layout from then. I was looking through a whole bunch of old photos and I have a really hard time using old photos. I don't know about you guys. I need to do a class series on using old photos because I find that this is something that I know I've seen and I struggle with using old photos to make current layouts and make them feel trendy. And I mean, it's kind of fun to use a scrap stash type of a kit because you can add some new stuff with some old stuff and kind of help make your layouts feel good. But I think part of the issue is these are photos that are not edited really. I mean, this was when I was still taking photos from film and having to get it developed. So right now, as you can see, I'm kind of playing around with this, trying to figure out what I'm doing. I love to tap my fingers, I've noticed. And so I'm trying to figure out how I want to do this. I decided to put that pink up at the top. And so now I'm working on a little triangle down at the bottom, but I don't want it to be your typical triangle. So I'm kind of trying some things that I've tried in the past with having some like triangle type elements down at the bottom, and I do something a little bit different. I really like how this turned out. At first it took me a little while to get into the groove of it. I'm trying to figure out how I want to use these photos because I had quite a few, and I did cut that one of me and my friend down. It was a 4x6, but it was mostly like there was stuff in it like a dumpster, and it's really dark. And so even though I think this was during the day, just the lighting wasn't that good, and I think that this is part of the issue with using old photos is that it's kind of hard because you can't edit them. And so you kind of have to make work what works. And if the composition isn't right or the coloring is off, it makes it feel really old. But there's got to be a way that we can make these seem really fun. And I think that playing with the design of your layout really helps. Like doing something a little like this, where it's the triangles and it's kind of trendy, and using pieces that I've torn and pieces that are straight, give this fun and eclectic look to this layout that just kind of makes it not feel so old to me. Maybe it's just me, and maybe I'm just liking and digging my layout, and that's all cool too, if that's the case, right? So yeah, and one of the things that we had in our kits this month is using washi tape, and I don't use washi tape nearly enough. To tell you the truth, I really don't have that big of a stash of washi because I don't use it that often. Most of the washi that I've gotten actually came from kits because I tend to not buy it because I don't use it very often. I don't remember it. So I'm kind of glad that we added it to the kit. I think we're adding it to the kit our next kit too, if I remember correctly. That was something that we were thinking that maybe we would put in there again. Yeah, so I'm kind of trying to figure out the die cuts and seeing what I have that matches. And I liked that blue, but I didn't really care for the words, so I'm going to cover it up. I mean, who says you have to use the, the words on there? You could just use the color. And I'm going to add this tag on here. I do cover up the hole so it doesn't necessarily look like a tag. But I wanted to use the rest of it. It says no, oh snap. Does that really have anything to do with the layout? No, of course not, but that's okay. And I will say that it was harder to do the journaling on here because I remembered this day a lot, and I probably could have wrote a ton of stuff and had different layouts about this day because we went out on the whale watch and we seen whales, and one of the islands has wild horses on it. So I don't remember if we actually seen wild horses or not, but so I could have did journaling about that. I could have journaled about me and my friend's relationship. At this point, we weren't going to the same college, so we didn't really get to spend time together as much. And so this was really fun because we got to spend time together in the summer. That was our times to spend together. In high school, we were really, really close. I mean, I used to go to her house all the time. And so I could have talked about that. But I really chose to kind of stick with talking about the whale watch and just spending time with her and how it was really fun because I had never been to Boston before. Now here I'm laying down this happy, and this is going to be the title on my layout. I really find that using the words makes it really easy to make it fun a title. Now granted, it's not very unique, and I don't mind that because I have some layouts where I have really cool titles, and this is just not one of them, and I'm fine with that. But I really like the chunky glitter on it, and you'll see in a minute that I am going to fix the title a little bit because as you can see right now it's kind of hanging off, but I'm trying to figure out how I can use this arrow. Now here's the thing, I really don't care which way arrows are going. I kind of just try to make it go along in the direction of the layout, you know, the way the pictures are. But I know some people like to have things facing a certain way and the way people look and everything, and I'm not too picky about that. I don't really mind either way. So I'm just trying to figure out, I wanted to use some of these wood elements because, you know, when you're thinking of a pier, you think of wood and you think of different elements like that, and I kind of want to add some fun elements. So here's where I kind of fool around with this, and I cut off some of it. I think I could have left maybe a little bit more, but in the end, when I even forgot that I had cut this later on when I was editing this, I was like, oh yeah, I forgot that I cut it. So that kind of shows that even when I was taking pictures, I didn't notice too much. And then I'm going to finish up with some enamel dots. I do add splatter later on, like way later, so you're not going to see me add that. And I do the journaling off, and I'm going to do a few stamps because on the Amy Tan stamp that I have in my kit, it has an anchor on it. So I said, hey, why not add that? Because when else am I going to have mostly a chance to use anchor? I mean, I do have a few photos of like piers and stuff because that's being from New York and living down near the city also and going to Connecticut. I love piers. I love that New England pier feel and look. And so, I mean, I don't have that many photos of that kind of stuff, but you know, I probably could find some, right? Somewhere. So here I'm just going to use some stays on. I do a little bit on the photo and just throughout, just to kind of make all my embellishment clusters kind of go together. I have it go in the diagonal, so like I said, it's kind of hip. So one thing I want to mention is don't forget to go and check out Megan and Felicia's videos. Their links are going to be below. I know Megan's might be a little bit later because she has some stuff that she was telling me. She might not have it right up, but I'll make sure when the link is ready that it is in the comment section below. And I hope you guys are enjoying the series. I hope that if you guys are inspired to make a kit stash or use our recipe, to link us somewhere and tag us so that we can see it, because you know, we get inspired when you guys are using, you know, inspired by us. So I will talk to you guys later and have a great week. Bye.